sleep can totally get thrown off when your baby's sick or your toddler's sick. And I am aware of this. It is hard, and sleep usually takes a seat on the back burner when these things happen. What I want you to know is that things can get back on track once they're done being sick. But in the meantime, what are some things we can do to help them? So I always recommend that you give some medicine during your bedtime routine. So if your baby is showing signs of being sick all day long, I recommend giving them their medicine as the first step of the routine so that by the time they're in their crib or in their bed, the medicine has had time to kick in and they're ideally out of pain by then. I always recommend a cool mist humidifier in the room as well. A warm mist humidifier is not helpful for sickness, so make sure it's cool mist. And if you like using essential oils, I would recommend using some in a diffuser, but just make sure they're child safe. So I like using some essential oil blends from Sage or from other companies, but just make sure that they're child safe. I also recommend to try to stick to your regular routine. So you're going to have to offer your baby or your toddler a little bit more comfort than usual, which is totally fine. I'd be lying to you if I said that I never cuddled my babies to sleep when they were sick. But what is interesting is once a child is sleep trained, oftentimes they will start pushing away from you when they're ready to actually fall asleep because they feel more comfortable in their sleep space. If you do find that you're worried about them breathing or you're worried about them waking up in the night, then I always recommend that you take a sleep in their room rather than them coming to your bed. That's a much harder habit to kick. So I recommend that you make a makeshift bed on their floor or bring an air mattress in or just a spare mattress and you sleep on their floor if you're worried about any of that. I do also recommend a nose Frida snot sucker. That's very helpful for getting those boogers out. You might have to use that a few times in the night as your baby wakes up congested. And usually you have to offer more fluids. So definitely consult your pediatrician for any medical advice, but I find that usually giving water or milk if needed is helpful in the middle of the night, especially if your baby's not really eating much throughout the day. But I hope that things are okay while your baby's sick. Know that if they are not, sleep can get back on track once they're feeling better. So don't worry about too much damage happening. Things can definitely go back to normal.